It's a crisp autumn evening when doubt first creeps into my mind. The air outside holds the promise of an early winter, but inside, the warmth of our living room offers a false sense of security. I look across at Claire, her eyes flickering in the soft glow of her laptop screen, a small smile playing on her lips. Something inside me tightens. "You're working late again tonight?" I ask, trying to keep my voice even, free from the suspicion that started to gnaw at me. Claire looks up, her smile fading a little as she meets my gaze. "Yes, this project is really demanding. You know how it is, Mark. But I should be done in an hour. Why don't you start the movie, and I'll join you as soon as I can?" There's nothing unusual about her response, nothing to justify the sudden unease that settles in my chest. I nod, turning away to mask my confusion. "Sure, I'll wait for you." As I flick through the channels, my mind refuses to settle. The scenes on the TV blur into insignificance. Claire's late nights, her weekend meetings, her increasingly frequent business trips, they all assemble into a pattern that I can no longer ignore. The next morning, I'm still haunted by unease. I decide to call my brother, Alex. He's always had a knack for uncovering truths that others prefer to keep buried. "Hey, Mark, what's up?" Alex answers after just one ring. "I need your help with something," I say, skipping the usual pleasantries. "Sure, anything." "What's going on?" "It's Claire. I think she might be seeing someone else." There's a pause on the other end, and when Alex speaks again, his voice is cautious. "What makes you think that?" I spend the next few minutes outlining everything that has led me to this moment. Alex speaks again, his voice gently, not interrupting until I finish. "Okay, look, let's not jump to conclusions here. I'll help you figure this out," he assures me, his tone firm and decisive. Over the next week, Alex and I embark on our secret mission. We follow Claire, check her phone records, and monitor her online activities. Alex is meticulous, ensuring we leave no stone unturned. As our investigation progresses, however, nothing incriminating comes to light. Each clue we follow dissolves into innocence. "See? Maybe you were just overthinking things," Alex concludes one evening, clapping a hand on my shoulder. "Claire's clean, man. She loves you." Relief washes over me in an overwhelming wave. I had been wrong. My fears unfounded. I smile at Alex, grateful for his reassurance. "I guess I owe her an apology, huh?" I say, feeling lighter than I have in days. "Maybe take her out on a nice date, surprise her a bit," Alex suggests with a wink. I decide to take his advice. That night, I come home early, planning to take Claire out for a nice dinner. As I unlock the door, the quiet of the house greets me. But then, a sound from upstairs catches my attention, a laugh, unfamiliar and unsettling. Pulse racing, I take the stairs two at a time, pushing open our bedroom door with a shaky hand. The scene before me freezes me in place. There, in the dim light of our bedroom, is Alex, his shirt undone, kneeling in front of Claire who sits breathlessly on the edge of the bed. The betrayal slices through me sharper than a knife. I had been deceived, not by my wife's non-existent lover, but by the two people I trusted most. My brother had manipulated every step of our investigation to cover his tracks, to lead me away from the truth. The fury that follows is cold and calculated. My mind whirls with plans of revenge. As I stand there, watching the shock register on their faces, I know one thing for certain: their lives, as they know it, are about to shatter. My voice is eerily calm as I speak, each word clipped and deliberate. "How long, Alex?" The betrayal feels like acid on my tongue. Claire scrambles to her feet, her face a mask of horror and confusion. "Mark, No, I cut her off, my eyes locked on Alex. He looks up, his expression one of defiance mixed with shame. "It doesn't matter," he mutters, standing up, trying to straighten his clothes. "It matters to me," I snap. The air in the room is thick with tension, a palpable entity that seems to feed on my growing rage. "I'm sorry, Mark." It just happened, Alex tries to explain, his voice weak. Save it, I say, turning to Claire. I trusted you both. The sense of betrayal is suffocating, and I need to escape, to breathe. I storm out, slamming the door behind me, the sound echoing through the house like a gunshot. Outside, the evening air does little to soothe the fire inside me. My phone buzzes incessantly in my pocket. Ignoring the calls from Claire, I dial a number I haven't used in years. Hey, it's Mark. I need your help, I say when the call connects. Lucas, an old friend from my college days who now works as a private investigator, answers with a tone of surprise. Mark? Sure, what's going on? I'll explain later. Can we meet? I ask, my steps quickening as I head towards my car. Of course, I'm at the office. Come over. The drive to Lucas's office is a blur. When I arrive, Lucas is waiting outside, his brow furrowed in concern. We go inside, and I spill everything, the words tumbling out in a torrent of anger and betrayal. Lucas listens quietly, nodding along, his face a mask of professional detachment. What do you want to do about it? He finally asks after I finish. I want to ruin them, Lucas. I want them to pay for what they've done, I say, the words cold and hard. Lucas leans back, his chair creaking under his weight. Revenge is tricky, Mark. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything, I reply, the decision cementing itself in my heart. All right, I'll help you, but we need to be smart about this. We'll gather more evidence first, see if they've been more careless than you know. The next few days are a whirlwind of activity. Lucas puts his skills to work, uncovering more lies, more secret meetings between Claire and Alex. With each new piece of evidence, my resolve hardens. During this time, I stay at a hotel, ignoring Claire's numerous attempts to contact me. I'm surprised when I receive a call from someone I least expect. Mark, it's Mom. I heard about what happened. Please, let's talk, she pleads. Hearing her voice, so full of worry, adds another layer of pain. Mom, I can't. Not now, I say, my voice strained. Please, Mark. We're family. Maybe there's a way to fix this, she insists. There's no fixing this. I'll call you later, Mom. As I hang up, a plan begins to form in my mind, a plan that will not only expose their deceit, but also ensure they never forget the consequences of their actions. As the pieces fall into place, I prepare myself for the inevitable confrontation, a storm that will sweep away everything in its path. The city hums around me, indifferent to the turmoil that's engulfed my life. Inside Lucas's office, our plan takes shape, a meticulous orchestration of revenge that's as cold as it is calculated. Here's the latest, Lucas begins, handing me a folder filled with photos and messages. They've been careless. Very careless. I flip through the evidence, each image a stab of betrayal. Claire and Alex, laughing at a cafe, holding hands in a park, too absorbed in their deception to notice the camera. What's the next step? I ask, my voice hollow. Lucas's eyes meet mine, a spark of something sharp in them. We expose them, publicly. Are you sure you're ready for this? I nod, a sense of grim satisfaction settling over me. Let's do it. That evening, I arrange to meet Claire and Alex at our house. It's time to confront them with what I know, to watch them squirm with the truth laid bare. The house feels different as I enter, the memories tainted. I hear them before I see them, their voices tentative. Claire spots me first, her expression one of hope mingled with fear. Mark, thank you for agreeing to meet, she starts, stepping forward. Save it, I cut her off, throwing the folder onto the coffee table. It lands with a thud, the sound echoing off the walls. What is this? Alex asks, his tone defensive as he makes a move to pick up the folder. Don't, I warn, my voice steely. You know exactly what it is. Claire reaches for the folder, her hands trembling. As she looks through the photos, her face drains of color. Mark, I can explain. I don't want your explanations, I say sharply. I want you both out of my life. But first, everyone will know what you've done. Alex steps towards me, anger flaring in his eyes. You can't do that, it'll ruin us. That's the point, I retort, feeling a bitter sense of satisfaction at his panic. Please, Mark, think about this. We're your family, Claire pleads, her voice breaking. You should have thought about that before, I snap back, my resolve firm. The room is thick with tension, each of us caught in a standoff. My phone buzzes, and I see Lucas's message, it's done. Everyone knows. Check your phones, I say, watching as they scramble to pull out their devices. The color drains from their faces as they read the messages, see the social media posts, the shared emails. Their reputations, their secrets, laid bare for all to see. Claire looks up at me, tears streaming down her face. How could you, she whispers. How could you? I throw her words back at her. I trusted you both, more than anyone. You broke that. You broke everything. Alex is silent, his face a mask of shock and defeat. He knows there's no coming back from this. As I turn to leave, my mother's words echo in my head, a reminder of the family ties I once held dear. But as I step out into the cool evening air, I feel only the weight of the door closing behind me, a chapter ending. This confrontation is just the beginning. The real fallout is yet to come, and I am ready to face whatever storms may follow. My heart may be broken, but my resolve is unyielding. I will rebuild, away from the shadows of deceit that had once darkened my door. The fallout from my revelation spreads like wildfire. The days that follow are a blur of whispers, pointed looks, and burning shame. I steer clear of the chaos, finding refuge in Lucas's office, the one place that feels stable. You okay, Mark? Lucas asks one afternoon, concern etched on his face. As okay as I can be, I reply, my voice heavy with exhaustion. But there's something that doesn't add up. What do you mean? Lucas leans forward, his eyes narrowing. I feel like there's more to this. Alex and Claire, it's too clean, too orchestrated, I muse. I want to dig deeper. Lucas nods, understanding dawning in his eyes. All right. Let's go back through everything, see if we missed something. Hours turn into days as we pore over the evidence, looking for anything out of place. It's during one of these late nights that Lucas pauses, his brow furrowed. Mark, look at this, he says, pointing to a series of messages between Alex and a third party, someone named M. Who's M? I ask, my curiosity piqued. I don't know, but the tone is different. Look, Lucas explains, showing me the messages. They're intimate, revealing a deeper relationship than I'd seen with Claire. This could change everything, I realize, a sense of unease creeping in. We need to find out who this is. Lucas dives into his network, pulling strings and calling in favors. The truth, when it emerges, is more shocking than anything I'd imagined. Mark, you need to see this, Lucas says, his voice grave as he hands me a dossier. The cover bears the name Maggie, a name I hadn't heard in years. Maggie was my first love, a relationship that ended in heartbreak long before Claire and I met. What does she have to do with this? I ask, flipping through the pages. She's been in contact with Alex for years, manipulating events, driving a wedge between you and Claire, Lucas explains. It looks like she never got over you, Mark. This was her twisted way of getting back at you. The revelation hits me like a punch to the gut. All this time, I thought the betrayal was between Claire and Alex, but the real puppeteer was someone from my past. We need to confront her, I say, a new resolve hardening within me. Lucas and I track Maggie down to a small cafe on the outskirts of town. As we enter, she looks up, her eyes widening in surprise. Mark, she breathes, standing up. I didn't expect to see you here. Maggie, we need to talk, I say, my voice cold. We sit, the tension between us palpable. Why? I ask, cutting to the chase. Maggie's eyes flicker with something unreadable. I never stopped loving you, Mark. When you left, it destroyed me. I wanted you to feel the same pain. So you ruined my life? I ask, incredulous. You tore apart my marriage, my family, for revenge? It wasn't just revenge, she says softly. I thought, maybe if I could make you see that Claire wasn't right for you, you'd come back to me. That's insane, Maggie, I reply, my voice rising. You've hurt so many people. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she whispers, tears welling in her eyes. I just wanted you to see me again. The weight of her words hangs in the air. This wasn't just a betrayal, it was a tragedy born from a twisted love. You need help, Maggie, I say finally, my anger giving way to pity. But you're right about one thing. This ends now. I leave the cafe, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. When I return home, Claire and Alex are waiting, their faces etched with guilt and fear. I know the truth, I say, my voice steady. Maggie orchestrated all of this. You both were her pawns. Claire's face crumples, and she begins to cry. Alex looks away, unable to meet my gaze. I'm filing for divorce, I continue, my voice unwavering. And Alex, I never want to see you again. You're no longer my brother. The finality of my word settles over us like a shroud. Claire and Alex leave, their departure marking the end of a chapter steeped in betrayal. Months pass, and I begin to rebuild my life. The scars of deception remain, but I find solace in the truth, however painful it was. Lucas becomes a constant in my life, a reminder that true friends remain even when the world crumbles. One evening, as the sun sets on another day, I sit on my porch, a sense of peace washing over me. The storm has passed, and though the damage was severe, I survived. The people who betrayed me are gone, their absence a testament to the price of deceit. The final act of this tragic play ends not with a shout, but with silence. The deception is revealed, the guilty are gone, and I am left to face a future shaped by the harsh lessons of the past. In the quiet of the evening, I find a sliver of hope, a promise of new beginnings unmarred by the shadows of betrayal.